As the old adage goes, you can't judge a book by its cover. Albums, on the other hand, woo! Now that's not to say the cover has any significant effect on the quality of the music an album may contain. We purchase and consume music because it's an audible experience. I mean, we don't buy albums simply to gawk at the pretty pictures. At least I hope you don't. But unlike most books, an album cover can really leave an impression on you. A cover is meant to give us a sneak peek into what kind of experience we're about to have if we decide to listen to this music. Album art helps pique our interest and get us excited for what we're about to listen to. And a good album cover can not only get your attention, but perhaps even enhance your experience with the music. It can give your imagination a starting point to run wild from as the music takes you on its journey. It can provide a visual correlation to help you connect the lyrics to something in your own life. Hell, sometimes album art can provide such an elegant and distinct representation of the music that those images become iconic in and of themselves. The album art itself becomes a part of our culture. Because that's what great art always does. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what album art is. Art. But as we all know, just because it's art doesn't mean it's good. And that's what we're here to focus on today. The misfires, the D students, the... what the fuck? The album covers that are so bad they're either awesome, befuddling, or... well... because if Tommy Wiseau, Wesley Willis, and George W. Bush have taught us anything, it's that even bad art can still be fun. Just to lay out a few ground rules, there isn't any particular order with these albums, and I'm not just limiting my choices to rock and metal, though we will see plenty of that on this list. Oh lordy. And I will wholeheartedly admit that the majority of these albums I haven't actually listened to. But we're not judging the music here. We're judging the album by its cover, by the very first impression that it leaves upon you when you look on it. I just did a random Google search for some of the worst album covers in history, and we're just gonna spend some time riffing on them. So, let's get started. First we have Ken, by request only. Whoa, man. I don't want to be too harsh or anything here. I mean, it's obvious that Ken is working from a very limited budget. You guys remember those cheesy double exposure portraits from like the 70s and 80s? If not, I'm positive you have a great aunt or a distant, decaying elderly cousin who has dozens of these in an old shoebox somewhere. And that's basically what we have going on here. I mean, this cover was obviously something snapped at a Kmart. I promise you this photo shoot came with 2 5x7s and 12 wallet sizes. And a bag of tube socks. But hey, you work with the budget you got, and Ken's obviously trying his hardest here. I don't want to rag on him too hard. It's the photographer who fucked this one up. I mean, the full body shot doesn't look half bad. Well, you know, except for the fact that Ken looks like an actual life leisure suit Larry. But hey, it was the 70s. Cocaine and disco made people do weird shit. It's that portrait angle. It's just so close. I can practically see his pores. I can smell his breath. I can feel that weird angular mustache brushing against my cheek. I don't like this. I'm not happy. Get this away from me. I'm uncomfortable. Bad touch, bad touch, bad touch! And what's with the face he's making here? I mean, his full body face looks just fine. What the hell kind of direction was the photographer giving him in this shot? Okay, that's good, Ken. Alright, for your profile, let's get you making a face that's like a rapist who really wants an ice cream cone.
A what?
A rapist who really wants an ice cream cone. What, did I stutter?
Are you sure?
Do you want to be in the music biz or not? That's good. That's good. You got potential, kid. You got potential. Ken, by request only. Because, God help ya, I don't think any record store would actually stock this. Next. Oh my God! Oh, okay, guys. You want to know what's worse than being Striper? Being a shitty knockoff version of Striper. Holy shit, I didn't even know this existed. God, I haven't even listened to this thing. I can already tell it's worse than Against the Law. I mean, hair metal get-ups are supposed to be ridiculous, but look at this shit. This guy is wearing football pads with a mini skirt, and what I can only imagine is a Lucky Bell from Super Mario 3D World. And the guy next to him is wearing a pair of Daisy Dukes with what looks like a giant hole in the crotch. This guy has a torso made out of tinfoil, and he looks like a first-round elimination from RuPaul's Drag Race. And the guy on the far left? Nothing too bad, except that he's so overexposed you can barely see him. I mean, the only thing that isn't blurred to absolute shit on this photo is his dick. Stay classy, hair metal. And also, how in the hell are you supposed to pronounce this name? My first guess would probably be, like, Striken? But with a Y? The album is called First Strike, so maybe it's Striken? The fuck does Striken mean? The past tense of strike is struck. Striken is not a word. Not only are you a lame knockoff of an already lame Christian band, but you can't even pass second grade English?
Me fail English? That's impossible.
This album was apparently their first strike. Hopefully it was also their last. And I'm positive AC/DC's lawyers are gonna want to have a little chat with you about that logo. Next. Shit, I used my AC/DC joke too soon. Guys, what can I even say about this? There are albums out there that have actual penises on them, and even they don't look as stupid as this. Not to mention, it's a terrible Photoshop job. I mean, the dude has no pubes, the dude has no belly button. Some of the song titles listed on this gem, I looked it up, include Drain the Main Vein and Ain't No Talkin' With Your Mouth Full. This is what Steel Panther would look like if they weren't kidding. This is concentrated awful. This is the music you hear before you black out from the roofie in your drink. These have to be the guys that Phil Rudd put that hit on. Is that in poor taste? Next. Whoa! Look, if you're into fisting, it's certainly not my place to judge. I'm almost positive that's not how you're supposed to do it, though. Oh, man. Oh, Nelson. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So that's how the Calendar Girls got their start. Actually, this cover is kind of awesome, and only super hardcore music nerds will understand why. See, back in the 60s, there was this guy called Herb Alpert, and he led a group called the Tijuana Brass. You might not recognize the guy, but I promise you, you've heard his work in at least one place or another. That's him. That's also him. Ever seen this record company floating around in your collection? That's him too. I'm not kidding. He was a big deal, and he did have a major influence over the pop music of his time. And one of his first big major albums was, wait for it, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Is it starting to make sense now with this and the, oh, it's a parody, oh, and sour cream 'cause you're getting old, oh. These gals obviously have a great sense of humor about themselves, so you know what, I'll give this one a pass. I mean, you gals get a gold star. If any of them are actually still alive. I highly doubt any of them are still alive. Next! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, this album popped up on a few lists I researched, and this isn't bad, it's awesome! The bright pink background, those amazingly cheesy outfits, this guy in the foreground, he's giving Davey Havoc a run for his money. I mean, this is basically what the Misfits would have looked like if they were super gay. And I mean that in the best possible way, too, don't get me wrong. Seriously, now I really want to hear a gay Misfits cover band. What? Don't look at me like that. If Black Flag can have one, the Misfits sure as hell can too.
I know it'll be okay. I get a six-pack in me. That's right.
Though I do have to admit, there is one super huge problem with this album that you may have already picked up on. Without their actual costumes, it's next to impossible to tell them apart. I mean, can you do it? I know I can't. I mean, which one's the cop? Which one's the biker? Which one's the unfortunate representation of Native Americans? I seriously have no idea, do you? I mean, what the hell is a Village People album without their costumes? It'd be like a Misfits album without their costumes. How in the hell am I finding so many correlations between the Village People and the Misfits? That's gotta be weird, right? I'm sorry, but I just can't hate this cover. It's just so awesome and gay and awesome and awesomely gay. I mean, I know it's cheesier than the entire state of Wisconsin, but that just makes me love it even more.
It's camp! The tragically ludicrous? The ludicrously tragic?
Oh, yeah, like when a clown dies.
Also, thanks to this cover, I can't help but imagine what a Misfits Village People crossover would look like. I am here, as far as I am here. Hey, speaking of gay, okay, this is another one I see popping up a lot, and again, I really don't know why. I mean, it's a decent enough black and white photo, nice rustic rural setting, everyone's in appropriate costumes, and I mean, yeah, if I had to take a guess, I'd imagine these gals would probably fit right in at the Cubbyhole or the Gossip Grill or what have you. Again, this is a cover I can't really find any faults with. Wait a minute, the Lesbian Power Authority? Hang on, I need to make a phone call.
Hello?
Hey, Sarah, it's Crash. Mind if I ask you a few quick questions?
Sure. Go ahead.
Awesome. You're a lesbian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Do you know anything about the Lesbian Power Authority? Is that a real thing? What kind of power and authority do they wield?
Crash, you're an idiot.
Are they like a gay NSA?
I'm hanging up now.
Oh my god, are they tapping the phones? Do they have the power and authority to do that?
Goodbye.
Oh god! Oh god! Just... oh god! Look, I appreciate that the lead singer wants to foster the artistic talents of his 6-year-old, but you shouldn't let him draw the cover. And you shouldn't let them draw it in watercolors and crayons either. Okay, to be 100% fair, this cover actually does have a bit of a story behind it. Apparently, when the band first got signed, their label asked them to send over a few rough, proof-of-concept images to use for their cover. The band just asked a friend if he could draw up a prototype cover, and they sent his initial concepts to the label with the expectation that if they liked it, he would send along a more detailed, finished product before the final pressing. Instead of doing that, though, the label just went ahead and pressed it with this goddamn thing. This. Like, wow, I hope somebody at Roadrunner lost their job over that. For real! And to be completely fair to the band, the reissued covers for this album are a little bit better. But holy god, this initial pressing! People complain about the first pressing of Killing Is My Business. Oh, wow. Next. Nope. Moving on. Oh, man. Here's a real groaner. This just has 60s cheese smeared all over it. The fake-ass Partridge Family font, the matching Canadian tuxedos, the up arrows and Upbound. Ugh. Put that together with all the sledgehammer subtle Christian imagery. I guess I should say gospel axe imagery. This just reeks of super saccharine, super sunny bullshit, you know? David Cassidy balls. It's one of those albums that's so candy-gratingly sugary sweet that you just get diabetes from it. Fuck, I used to find stacks of albums like these when I was in middle school. Our youth group would fuck around in the basement of our church, and god, those covers always made a very good source of entertainment, if the music themselves certainly didn't. This is lame. Wait a minute. Wait, something's off about this cover, though. Have you noticed it yet? Not everyone is wearing matching uniforms. I mean, the guy holding the axe is wearing a completely different shirt. I mean, everything about this guy is different. His hair is cut different, his posture is different. He honestly doesn't look like he's a part of the band. In fact, everyone else looks like they're standing in this photo, but his posture suggests more of a walking motion. In fact, it looks like he's coming up behind the girl, but the girl has her back turned to him. She doesn't see him coming. Oh my god, he's holding the axe perpendicular to his body, almost as if he's preparing for a swing. Oh my god! They're out in the middle of a secluded field. Holy shit, who is this guy? What is he doing here? Well, just stand there, you fucking morons. Run! Get back to the Volkswagen Beetle. Call for help. Anything. Save yourself before this maniac chops you up into little bits and buries you underneath that tree in the distance. Oh my god! I tried looking up more info on this band, other releases, where are they now, anything at all. And this is all I found. This is it. There's nothing else. I feel like I should file a missing persons report. Wow, this got dark all of a sudden. I could really use some cheering up. Hey, it's a good thing Swamp Dogg is here. Hey, Swamp Dogg, how you doing, man? Seriously, look at this guy. He's happy as hell, man. I love it. God, you just gotta love that kind of enthusiasm. Seriously, it's great to see. Man, ain't nothing gonna get Swamp Dogg down. Stuck in traffic? Man, don't worry about it. Swamp Dogg's gonna help you pass the time with bawdy jokes and stories from the 70s. Swamp Dogg's got you covered. Stuck at a lame party? Man, Swamp Dogg brought a keg of Shock Top, a fuck ton of pizza, and Mario Kart 64. Swamp Dogg's got you covered. I mean, I'm literally only going by what this singular image is telling me about the guy, but based off of this photo, the guy looks like Andrew WK by way of Don Cornelius, and that's fucking awesome. Seriously, Swamp Dogg, I like your attitude, man. Right on, right on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I misread that. This album's actually called Radon. Radon? Why the hell would it... Oh, Swamp Dogg. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Creeping away. Creeping away. Creeping away. Going to see my baby. I'm coming, mama.